Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review. Today from Hasbro in their Marvel Legends series, we are featuring the Marvel Studios Deadpool and Wolverine. Alright, so today is January 31st, 2025, and I know I'm very late reviewing these action figures. You know, they came out months ago, but here we are. We're going to take a look at them now. First off, I loved the film. I thought it was fantastic. It was a good buddy cop kind of movie, and it was great. It makes me hopeful that Disney will do the X-Men justice once they finally roll out that movie, you know, probably many years from now. But in the meantime, you know, it was cool to get Deadpool and Wolverine, you know, the two big iconic movie stars from the 20th Century Fox line of X-Men films. So we have Deadpool on our left, featuring the new updated costume. It's very vibrant, very colorful, has some nice gold trim to it, and it looks like such a nice upgrade from the previous one. So having hung up the Deadpool suit after a midlife crisis, Wade Wilson is forced to wield the katanas once again to save his universe and finally find a higher purpose. And here are the other figures. There's Deadpool, there's Wolverine, and there's Headpool. And the funny thing is that Headpool actually comes with the Logan action figure. So there's that. Here we have Hugh Jackman in the very popular yellow and blue costume that's inspired by the Astonishing X-Men comic books. Again, beautiful looking figure. The likeness to Hugh Jackman's alright, although I do kind of feel like the hair color is too light. I kind of felt like it should have been a little bit more black than brown. A broken and shame-fueled Logan reluctantly joins Deadpool's side to fight for their survival and a shot at redemption. Awesome. Okay, so this is a double feature. Let's take both these figures out and have some fun. Again, these figures came out months ago, and I actually got them not too far from when they were released. But life got busy, like I always say. And they kind of just collected dust. And I told myself that when I open these, I want to make sure I enjoy the experience. You know, I don't want to feel hurried or rushed or stressed out with work or life. You know, I just wanted to, you know, enjoy the simple things in my life. And reviewing action figures is one of those. So we have the Wolverine figure over there. And let's take out Deadpool. Alright, so I have a question to anyone that has these figures. Did you find these in the wild? Because for me, I had to resort to Amazon. No, I take it back. Was it Amazon or eBay? I think I got these figures through eBay. Through a third-party seller. And then I think maybe a month or two later they showed up on Amazon. But I don't recall ever seeing these figures in the wild at all. If you were lucky enough to have bought these in the wild, let me know when and where you got them. Right, first up we have Deadpool, looking fantastic. He has his knife, extra hands. These hands that are stock are the ones that wield his blades, where I believe these are the trigger finger hands for his weapons. Wolverine comes with the alternate unmasked head. And the likeness of Hugh Jackman is pretty decent. Again, I kind of feel like the hair color is too light. I kind of thought that looked more black in the films. He comes with extra hands as well. 2 stock fists with the claws fully out. And the other hands where the claws are retracted in. Alright, so for this review, we're just going to look at the figures. You know, I'm just going to leave the accessories in the tray. I don't want to accidentally lose them. Alright, so we have Deadpool and Wolverine at last. Great looking action figures. In terms of their size, they feel kind of short, to be honest. Deadpool stands in at a little under 6.5 inches. Wolverine stands in at about a little under 6.5 inches also. Here they are next to some other Marvel Legends figures. We have the figure I bring out for every video. We have the X-Men Legends Vulcan figure. This guy stands in at about almost 6 3/4. And you can see it's much taller than the MCU figure here. I'm guessing the reason why these figures are shorter are so that they properly scale to the other MCU figures, like the MCU Captain America, the MCU Thor. And I do have a Wolverine on me also. This is the Secret Wars Wolverine, you know, the comic book design. A much shorter figure. And we have my new favorite figure, the Spider-Man Unlimited. So that's just to give you an idea of the size of the figures. Let's take a look at Wolverine first. Gorgeous looking figure. I've seen some really cool customs online. I saw that some people recreated Wolverine's look toward the end of the film where he doesn't have the sleeves. And, you know, I'm guessing people cracked the torso and just did arm swaps. But I'm sure in due time we'll get a proper figure without the sleeves. You know, Hasbro has a tendency to do that. I think it'll just be a while before that happens, though. The mask is nice. I kind of wish the head flaps would kind of flail outward like this. You know, they kind of like this rest on his head. I'm guessing that's maybe because they've been sitting in the tray. But to have them outward like this looks more appropriate. You know, it looks more like Wolverine. The detailing on the surface of the bodysuit is amazing. Wonderful, clean texture. You have some panel lining, some rivets. The paint application to the trim is pretty clean on my figure, as is the stubble on the face and the pink on the lips. It's a very well-crafted figure. This one feels top-notch. As you can see, the belt kind of floats around, so you can like reposition it if needed. This costume's kind of weird. As much as I love the costume, it feels like it's like motocross armor. You know, it looks like he's about to like race motocross. The claws are nice. I'm so glad Hasbro has made improvement on the Wolverine claws for the figures. You know, for like, God, over 10 years we'd get these Wolverine figures and the claws would be like falling out of the sockets. They'd be bent. They'd be pointing in like all sorts of directions. But here they're straight. They're attached to the gloves, and it's like how they should have always been at the start. You know, like, for example, the Secret Wars Wolverine, these claws are done perfectly as well. It's like, why did it take Hasbro so long to perfect this? I don't know. The shade of yellow and blue is beautiful. Some nice contrast against the black elements on the costume. Very clean figure. I can't stress that enough. This is really well thought out and really well designed. You know, it's pinless at the joints. It seems like where they did the cuts for the articulation was well thought out. And the posability, it feels like the articulation's pretty decent. His head swivels looking left and right. Does he look down? No. It looks like his neck is maybe just on a dumbbell joint, not a hinge joint. And yeah, it's just a plain dumbbell joint. The arms articulated. They're also on I think a butterfly joint. Or no, I take it back. This is more so articulated like a McFarlane figure. It looks like. It feels like this might be like a McFarlane ball joint with the butterfly ball socket. That's what it feels like. I might be wrong though. Bicep cut, double jointed elbows, articulated wrists, ab crunch, nice and ratcheted. I love how they put some thought into it, so when he arches back, it still keeps the illusion by having the panels still break away on the abdomen. Waist swivel, legs kick up and outward. Good range of motion. Thigh cut, double pinned or double jointed knees, pinless design, and articulated ankles. Overall, a pretty perfect figure. You know, if they were going to do a Wolverine figure for the movie and just just make the one figure, they got it right. So, yeah, this is awesome. It's a nice figure. I like it a lot. All right, so now we come to Wade Wilson, Deadpool himself. On the back of the figure, he has the 2 scabbards for his swords. And the color scheme, just as vibrant as in the film. And he has his weapons already deposited into the holsters, so that's nice. God, is that a first? I don't remember too many Marvel Legends figures where the accessories are already plugged into the figure. Normally they're in the tray, but here you go. I'm guessing they're going to do another version of this figure. If I'm a betting man, I'm going to guess they're going to make a second release of this figure, but he comes with the gold pistols. And maybe he'll come with Dogpool as well. That's what I'm guessing, or that's what I'm hoping. And the other figure, if I had to guess, will probably come with the maskless Wade Wilson head. And then there's the sheath for the dagger. Beautiful texture, just like the Wolverine on his costume as well. Again, very perfect, excellent execution. It's pretty near flawless. Clean design with the pinless elbows and knees. It feels very quality. Everything moves nice. Nothing's stuck on my figure, or at least I hope not. His head swivels. Doesn't really look... Kind of looks down. Kind of looks up. So there you go. Nice movement in his head. Arms are articulated like so. Very smooth moving. Everything wants to be posed and articulated. Yeah, the nice thing with these figures is that they feel like they want to be posed. You know, there's some Marvel Legends figures where even though they have all the points of articulation, trying to pose them and articulate them could be a challenge and a struggle. But this is it's almost kind of like handling like a figure arts figure. Granted, you're not going to get that same kind of range of movement, but just in terms of the figure just freely moving, it doesn't really fight you, if that makes any sense. You know, everything wants to move, everything wants to be posed. You know, it has a waist swivel, has a crunch, the legs are articulated well. Yeah, very well thought out figures. I kind of wish all Marvel Legend figures were like at this level. You know, because not all Marvel Legend figures are made the same. You know, some figures are kind of like an afterthought. Some figures have less bells and whistles because they need to be the runts of the wave. You know, the ones that cost less. But for a wave where it only has 3 figures, you know, they're all pretty near perfect. I still need to get the Logan figure in civilian gear, though, that comes with the head pool. I saw it once at my Target, but I didn't pick it up, and I'm kind of kicking myself for that. But I'm sure I'll be able to find it eventually. So yeah, very, very cool figures. You know, I like these a lot. Yeah, they've kind of exceeded my expectations. And my expectations were pretty high to begin with. Alright, so with that being said, let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Alright, later.